What's up guys, and welcome back to Solar Tool Shed. Today I want to make a bit of a comparison video between my this is the Gen 4 Milwaukee drill driver and my Gen 3 Milwaukee drill driver. I'll start off explaining why I actually have both of the generations. As you can see, my spider clip is on this impact but on this drill. So I've actually been running these two together, and that's for a specific reason. So when I was running a residential crew, I pretty much brought this driver up on the roof, and it was like the only driver that we would use because a lot of new guys don't invest in drill drivers right away. Some companies don't provide them, but I had this one off the start. So, well, it was one of my first ones. I actually had another one that's not here with me right now. But this was one of the first tools that I bought just because I saw that, you kind of use it every day. But over the years, the magnet on the inside here, it actually fell out. And it wasn't just from nothing either. I mean, I've dropped this thing so many times. It's fallen off pretty tall roofs before. So it definitely got its fair share of beating. But honestly, it still works great. Like if the chuck was fixed, this would still be a very functional, very effective impact gun. So I might look at getting that chuck fixed. I'm pretty sure I registered this tool with Milwaukee. So, but, I want to start, I like testing out new tools and stuff too. And they ran a deal on the Gen 4 back during Christmas that was pretty much the same price as like one new impact gun. You could get both for the same price. I was like, you know what, let's test them, let's buy them, test them out, compare them. And so, to replace my broken Gen 3, I started using this Gen 4. And I can tell you for sure, the first impression between these two impact guns here is actually just the way they feel in your hand, especially without a battery. This one wants to lean forward, like you can feel it right away, like it's pulling your hand down. This one is like perfectly balanced over kind of like, that little crease there between your thumb and your index finger. It just balances perfectly right there. And you get a similar feeling once you put a battery on it. Let's say we throw a battery on this. You can, it weighs it down more at the middle for sure, but you feel a little bit more of a forward tip. Whereas if this battery was on this tool, nice. If this battery was on this tool right here, sorry, tough camera work, but we're getting it. It just sits perfectly balanced in your hand. So that's definitely a big improvement. Another big improvement that you probably can't really see great is the lights. This has 3 LEDs. I'm not gonna try and take that battery off again, but you can see this one has just one LED. And maybe I'll make a video in the dark. I'll probably do a short in the dark comparing the lights. This light is just worlds better than this light. This light is kind of more dull, and it also leaves a really weird shadow when you're trying to put a fastener in. This one kind of surrounds the fastener, and it makes for a really great effect. Other than the balance and the light, I didn't notice a significant difference in power. I think this one's a little bit more compact in terms of length, but this one does taper down at the front, whereas that one's a little bit more blocky. So yeah, you can see that it's a little bit longer, but it's not super significant in length. I mean, maybe like an inch max, probably closer to a ½ inch though in reality, if we line them up perfectly. Yeah, it's really just like a chuck length. So nothing crazy there. I think they made the improvement from the Gen 3 to the Gen 4 for a very specific reason with this gun, and that was the lights. DeWalt switched up to the lights, and with the, you know, the halo, and it makes it so much better for seeing in the dark. As someone who works in attics a lot and in confined spaces a lot with their power tools, that has been a huge improvement, and I do really appreciate that. I love my Milwaukee power tools. I didn't really touch on this at all, but you know, everyone kind of has their preferences, but for me, these tools just they can take a beating, and they last so long and just perform very consistently. Seeing as this is my Gen 3 drill, I actually haven't even used this Gen 4 drill yet. I mean, I've tested it, but as you can see, it's brand new. And I think the main reason they wanted to upgrade the drill was actually, well, they did make it about the same length shorter. It's about a 1/2 inch, probably closer to a 1/4 inch for the drill shorter. Yeah, I mean, it's like a fraction of an inch. Probably don't have it lined up perfectly, but you can see better there. It's fractions of an inch shorter. Like I said, with the balance, it is more balanced over the center of your hand, whereas this one tends to lean a little bit more forward. So that was another nice improvement, just for fatigue's sake. If you're using a tool all day or you have to reach up over your head with it, it is nice just having that balance. The weight isn't noticeable, but the balance in the center of your hand does make it easier to support in awkward positions. You know, you can see my chuck here is super beat up. I'm pretty sure the chuck is the same on these two models, but the main upgrade they made from the Gen 3 to the Gen 4, in my opinion, is the safety shutoff. You know, if you know how to control a drill, if you've used drills for a long time, you understand when it's going to start to twist. You just kind of let off and, you know, let your arm fly up with it. But if you're new to power tools, this is definitely just a way safer bet for you. Because as you lean into something, you might be squeezing it really tight, squeezing the trigger really hard. Next thing you know, you're twisting your arm around. And I actually know guys that have broken their wrist that way. It is dangerous. One of the most dangerous parts of using a drill, other than maybe cutting up your hand or something like that, twisting your whole wrist around and breaking it can happen. And I know people that has happened to. So that was the main upgrade they made from the Gen 3 to the Gen 4. I still use my Gen 3 just because it works great, and I'm not going to go and start busting up another drill when this one still works fine. So I continue to use my Gen 3, and I really do love this drill. I mean, just super durable. This was really durable too. The only thing, like I said, is just that silly little magnet in there, so it doesn't hold bits very effectively anymore. But I do really prefer this one for the light. So, you know, I do spend a lot of time in attics, and that light, like I said, look out for a short later comparing the two lights. I think that'd be a pretty cool video just to show the difference and how much better this one really is. But that's the biggest improvement to me. You know, balance is cool, whatever, a little bit shorter, but that light is just unreal. I would maybe like a safety shutoff, but those also kind of annoy me sometimes. To be fair, I'm not huge on the safety shutoff because sometimes they're too sensitive. I haven't used this enough to really know how sensitive and how good the safety shutoff is. But I know on some other drill models, its safety shutoff just gets frustrating because it'll be like a quarter turn, like right at the start, and then you gotta let off the trigger, go again. It just slows you down. This, for what I do, is great. What I do with it, which is usually drilling pilot holes into rafters. 90% of what I do with the drill. You know, this does have a hammer function on it, but I'll pull out, I have like a mini SDS hammer drill. So if I need to put anything into, you know, a brick surface or a concrete surface, hanging equipment on the side of a house or putting up a conduit run, I'll probably just pull out the hammer drill anyway. So this mainly just gets used on the roof for doing, you know, penetrations into the rafters before you put in your lag bolts. So that's about it for my personal opinion on these two tools. You know, I don't think there's a tremendous difference in performance. I've seen a ton of videos, guys testing out the performance and, you know, saying, you know, well, this one might have different torque settings, specs, or whatever. To me, when you're using them, they do not feel all that different. The main differences that you're going to notice is the better light and the safety shutoff on these two models. So they are certainly upgraded in that sense. Otherwise, power and performance feels very, very similar to me. So I appreciate y'all checking out this video. Please subscribe to the channel, leave comments, and give it a like if you liked it. Please keep supporting. I really appreciate it. I've been noticing an increase in viewership, so I really do appreciate that. And a lot of people watching this video right now I know are not subscribed, so subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for more videos. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.